This was by far the most interesting dining experience I've had on a cruise ship in a very long time. From bugs in my drinks to undercooked food. Hey y'all, it's Koala, and today we're going to be talking about my latest adventure on board the Independence of the Seas, including a 40-minute wait. What? Make sure to watch to the end of this video. Also, make sure to subscribe. I am going to be posting a room tour video as well as lots of other content. Let's get started. So if you don't know, Royal Caribbean made some changes to the main dining room, and that's mostly what we're going to be talking about today. I was on a 3-night cruise, so we had the welcome aboard menu, the Italian night, and the Caribbean night. Remember, everyone's experience may be different, and this is based on my personal experience. One thing I am very sad about is that they got rid of the creme brulee, but I am not a picky eater by any means, so I am super excited to try out the new foods. For the first night, I had the spinach and artichoke dip. It was a nice dip, a little bit on the chunky side, but it was a great flavor, and I just wish they had more chips. This is exactly how it was presented to me. Take of that what you will, but it tasted nice, so I liked it. I also had the crab cakes because that is a cruise staple, especially on Royal Caribbean. Let me say, I was rather disappointed with this meal. It was dry, the texture was off, it just didn't really taste fresh, a little concerning. And then I had the chicken sog for the entree, and I'm going to talk about this quite a bit in the video. The chicken on this ship was not good. This was undercooked for me, and the flavor was good. The curry was nice, the rice was good, but that chicken was very unappetizing. It also came with a sauce as well as papadons and naan, which honestly tasted more like roti. And the papadons were undercooked. But we did have some amazing dessert to close out the night and save the day. We had the dark chocolate custard as well as the key lime pie. Both very good classics. I guess the custard kind of replaces the creme brulee, but in my heart, it really doesn't. Nothing replaces the creme brulee. I gave this night a 3 out of 5, mostly because dessert saved the day and that spinach and artichoke dip was pretty good. For the second night, we had the Italian menu. I started off with the polenta fries and spicy dip. It's not spicy. It was really filling. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really enjoyed it. Very dense. And then for the entree, y'all, this was like the best entree, I think, besides night 3. This was the vegan spaghetti bolognese. Even if you're not vegan, this is definitely a really good dish to try out, a very classic dish, very filling, very well made. And then we had the hazelnut cake, the Italian hazelnut cake. It came with a nice cream on the side. The cake is not supposed to be warm, so it kind of threw us off a little bit, but it tasted nice. This night was definitely an improvement. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 towards a 5 out of 5. Last night was the Caribbean night. I went for a very classic French onion soup, and let me tell you, this is the very first time I have ever had a warm French onion soup. Usually it's like boiling hot and you have to wait for it to cool down. This was not the case. They also accidentally gave me the jumbo shrimp, and I will forewarn, it's not jumbo shrimp. It's a nice basic dish, nothing super exciting, but it tastes good. And then I had the korma. Now, I did not get chicken. Trust me, I did not get chicken. I went for the vegetarian option. And this time, the papadons were actually cooked properly, and the naan actually tasted like naan, very close to that spaghetti bolognese. It's hard for me to decide which one, but this was amazing. Very, very tasty. I closed out with the pineapple cake, and it was so sweet. It was so nice. A really nice dessert to end out the day. This night was a solid 4.5 out of 5 because that French onion soup was rather interesting, I must say. So overall, the changes to the main dining room experience, I'm happy with the actual menu changes. It's nice to switch it up a little bit, but what really matters is the quality, and the quality definitely has tanked. I'll be honest, it's been a little while since I've been in the main dining room, but I definitely know the quality that should be served in there based on my experience, and the quality that they are serving now is definitely not meeting this standard with Royal Caribbean. Also, I want to hear y'all's thoughts on this. So at the end of the cruise, they always want you to take a survey, and something I've noticed on Royal Caribbean a lot frequently and recently is that all of the wait staff are always pushing for you to take the survey. And I understand the importance. It's important for their job. You know, they get perks if they perform well. But back, a couple years ago, they would just kind of mention it. They just say, oh, and don't forget to take the survey. And the wait staff are probably the best part because they're always super kind and accommodating. But it's a little bit sad to see them at this point where they have to ask you to give them a perfect score and to take the survey. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I think it's really interesting. I think there's been a culture shift within the company. So comment down below what you think of that. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a bad thing? I want to know what y'all's opinions are on this. So the chicken saga continues. I wanted to point out I had tried chicken in the Windjammer as well as at Fish and Ships, and it was not better. So I don't know if it was just this one particular shipment or not, but the chicken was just weird. Now, I'm going to start talking about this 40-minute wait because this was absolutely crazy. We had went to Playmakers. This is one of my favorite spots for lunch. Just simple nachos and the classic burger. After we had finished all of our food, the waiter came back to take our plates. Now, he only took the plate for the burger. He didn't take the plate for the nachos. And, you'd usually think, okay, he'll come back in a minute or so, maybe a couple minutes, and he'll take the next plate, right? And bring us our check or ask if we want dessert, right? No. 40 minutes went by and I noticed one guy actually just stood up and left after 20 minutes of not being helped. I asked a different waiter if we could have some help. I have no idea where my waiter is. No one does. So we were able to order dessert and he was really nice. He gave us a free complimentary ice cream for the inconvenience, which I thought was really sweet, but it was just a really weird experience. I've never had anything like that happen on Royal Caribbean, honestly, any cruise line before. Kudos to the waiter who did help us. He was super sweet, super nice, and made the experience so much better, but wow, that was probably the worst experience I've ever had. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to go down below and type them out. I'd love to see what you guys think about this, or if you've had a similar experience or maybe even a different experience. Remember, everything I've said is personal. It's based on what I experienced and what I think, so everyone could have a different opinion, but make sure you comment down below. I want to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bon voyage!